Welcome, gamers, to this week's episode of Lastcallgaming. We are on episode 9, and this is the gift that just keeps on giving.
All year round.
All year round, baby. My name is Craig Prowse, and joining me, as always, is Andrew Montemayor.
Yo.
Ooh. So Andrew keeps bringing great ideas to the table because I'm just a casual beer drinker. But Andrew has today suggested that we drink rum and pineapple juice, and I gotta say, my compliments to the chef.
Well, if we're drinking before 11 a.m., then...
Yeah, we're finding ourselves doing these morning ones on Saturday for the last 2 weeks. So a nice morning drink.
Them refreshing.
Yeah, it's very refreshing. So, Andrew, this week's episode, we're talking about E3 predictions, what we think's going to happen, what might happen, what we want to happen.
Right, kind of the lull before the storm, so news is a little bit slow and everything, so why not get this out there?
Yeah, E3's around the corner, and we're kind of getting our projections on it a little early. So
before any spoilers get out there, so these are all just based off of... There's no rumors, there's no big leaks or anything like that, so these are all just based off of random guesses.
And so we're going to do our top 5 of what we think's going to happen. I don't know what he's saying, he doesn't know what I'm saying, so maybe something might clash, who knows. Andrew, I'm going to let you lead it off. Start us what you think is or might or will happen at E3 this year.
So my number 1 is going to be that they are going to announce on stage... And I have a couple of safe ones, but I've got a couple big ones in here and some that are out there.
That's what we're
This
here
one's
for.
a little safer one, but that they're going to merge Xbox Live and Game Pass. Because I feel like that would be a good way for them to get more people to subscribe, especially if you're getting that bang for the dollar. No, it's not. It's not merged.
Yeah, it is. You can now get Xbox Live and Game Pass for a combined price.
If you buy it specifically, I think that but the price is higher. I think that they'll just tack it on.
Oh, so can keep it at what? How much a month then?
Like right now, the Xbox Live monthly, I think it's like $10 a month. Like just
so keep that. $10.
So regardless of what package you have, even if you pay for 3 months, it is one thing, and the price will not be high.
I like that, especially with how bad the Xbox SAD's doing. Like that would be perfect. $10 a month, I get for an all digital thing. You get Xbox Live and you get the Game Pass. That'd be good.
Right.
I'd appreciate that. What is your likelihood on that happening?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not very likely because I mean that's just leaving money on the table. But I mean they've been doing a lot of stuff to kind of cater goodwill and especially to, if anything, just to pump those numbers up. Who wouldn't want to sign up for Xbox Live knowing I just have this big backlog of games now that just aren't the games with gold?
Yeah,
and maybe even do away with games with gold because now you'll have the Game Pass.
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be very. Very interesting. I could see that being a likelihood, actually, now that you say it. $10 on an all-digital console, or just in general, would definitely get my ass in the seat. So.
Yeah, and then when they're cranking out these new whatever consoles, buy this digital console. It comes with 3 months of Xbox Live, which is also 3 months of Game Pass now, too.
Yeah.
At no cost to you, the consumer.
Especially if you're looking at down the line where rumor is that like Xbox isn't going to be doing hardware anymore. And if it's just software and packages like that... Dude, everybody would grab something like that.
Yeah, it's something.
It is something. So let's move into mine. Mine is going to be a game base, and it's pretty much projected. This is what I think a guarantee is that they're going to do the next Assassin's Creed, and the next Assassin's Creed is going to be the Viking storyline, right? So it's a safe bet, right? It's kind of been speculated and rumored, but the way Assassin's Creed's been working is that they keep changing their landscape, right? It went from those old school stealth kind of killers to now these open world sandboxes, and surprisingly they've moved from a formula that went from every couple years an Assassin's Creed came out to now they're dropping annual titles. And it's just crazy how good their annual titles are getting, right?
If I could edit your bet, I will. The prediction that's going to be called Assassin's Creed Ragnarok.
Ooh, you think they'll go that way?
Yeah, I don't know what other... I don't know what other name they would choose for a Viking thing, but now that they've had the Syndicate, Odyssey, whatever, that would be the subtitle for it.
So you're in agreement that you think they'll pop that up on E3?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else they could do. They've kind of strayed away from, like, Japan or, like, like Eastern stuff, and they already said that they're not really interested in doing, like, a more modern, like, World War II or something like that.
Yeah, and especially after they do, like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, when they start kind of introducing those mythological kind of creatures and stuff like that. I mean, you go to the Norse world, it's riddled with fucking all kinds of badass things that you could go fight as DLC or just part of the campaign.
I can definitely see it. That would be pretty cool.
And again, that's the safe bet. That's the one I think is most likely going to happen because we've already kind of heard whispers and rumors. So, Andrew, let's move into your next one.
My next one. So, mine are a little bit out of order because I messed up. So my next one, this one's a far-reaching one out there, is that there will be an announcement of a low-key Nintendo exclusive game on Xbox, though.
Ooh,
and when I say low-key, I mean it's not gonna be like Smash Brothers or Mario Kart.
No big first-party game.
No, I think it would be something like Metroid. Metroid is something that doesn't sell gangbusters. It's a big name. Everyone knows who Samus is, but historically, it's not a game that sells as well as Mario or Legend of Zelda or anything like that.
I like that.
And so that would be a game that if they put that on Xbox and Nintendo, it's not like it's gonna they're not losing anything crazy.
Right.
The Mario Kart audience isn't leaving for whatever. And that's not something, if anything, I think that would help boost their sales versus them actually losing sales.
Yeah, I think we're kind of moving in the same direction because my next one is kind of Nintendo. My next two, and I think we're moving in that direction where we're going to see a lot more Xbox Nintendo integration where we're going to see some cool things.
And I'm basing this all with the fact that they put Cuphead on there, but Cuphead's also on PC. I mean, so that's a very, very far reach. I think it's very unlikely, but I thought it'd be, especially with a name like Metroid that hasn't done anything.
That's a good title. That's a good title to pick as something that exactly what you're saying. It's not something that Nintendo is necessarily losing in terms of like a Mario or Donkey Kong, but it's a good title to put on Xbox to let.
I'll rephrase too. More specifically into my prediction, that it would not be like a 3D Metroid, like Metroid Prime or something. It'd be like a 2D side scroller, like Super Metroid or Fusion or something like that.
I like that. So my next one is going to be that, and again, I don't know how likely it is that I think when Pokemon Sword and Shield come out, they're going to have I don't want to call it cross-play, but it's going to be able to communicate with the Nintendo 3DS. Now, I don't think this will happen because I think, as of right now, the 3DS is almost done with. I don't know if there's going to be too many more
hits for it.
That's drawing people in. But at this point, since Pokemon will be a handheld game on a system, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't or couldn't link with the 3DS in terms of trades, in terms of battling.
Didn't they do that with Smash Brothers? Like,
did they?
I thought you could if you have like a Wii U or Switch or something like that. You play with someone who was on
see, perfect. So maybe it's not even a prediction. Maybe it's literally something that's planned and doable. I just think that they're gonna announce that because Pokemon comes out, I think, the end of the year, like fall. So E3 is a perfect time to go, hey guys, here, play it on your 3DS, play it on the Switch, and there you go for your next Pokemon. Likelihood, I say 50-50.
I'm wholeheartedly convinced that this is the year, finally, the year that we get.
You give me a hint?
Another Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, why not? Because they don't have any other big names. It's something that they bought. It's something that people love. They already they got me good that one year when they had, what was that one game where you build stuff or whatever?
Minecraft?
No, it was kind of like Minecraft.
Project Spark. And you could play as him.
Yeah, they got me good that year because he came out the chainsaw and cut up the sign. I was like, yes, this is it. Finally, we're getting a new Conker. Project Spark.
I could see a Conker's come out. Why not? I mean, why not? I'm not sure what studio makes Conker, but I could see it coming out.
It was Rare.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, and they got it with Rare, but Rare hasn't done anything with it. As far as I know, I don't think they're doing anything now. I'm sure they have another smaller team that could do something outside of Sea of Thieves.
Right, yeah.
Fuck. Sea of Thieves is already launched. I'm sure they have just like a smaller team working on like DLC and expanding that and patches and stuff like that. Can't be a whole fucking, team taking that up. So
what would you
why not?
How big of a game would you think it would be and what price point? I mean, are we looking at a $60 full Conker game or kind of like a Ratchet and Clank kind of reboot?
I could see it as being like a full-blown game, but being probably like that good like $40 price point for whatever reason.
That's a good price.
Maybe that's where they'll start experimenting with like, hey, this game's good, it's out there, maybe as long as because the original ones, it's not crazy long, but it's it's a decent amount of time to play into it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, put it out there at $40 or something like that, why not?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds very doable, very plausible. My next one is, and again, I think it's a safe bet, but it may not be because they've said that they won't, is I think Bethesda is going to give us a clearer insight on Elder Scrolls 6. Like, they kind of teased on it, right? We had this kind of the splash screen with their thing on it, and I know they weren't going to talk about it until, what's their new game? Starfield, whatever it's called. I think after the Fallout with Fallout 76, they need to do damage control. They need to get popular opinion back on their side, and the gift that fucking is Elder Scrolls would be an excellent way to do that. It would get me back on their good gracious. And I'm not even a Fallout fan, and I was disappointed with how bad I hear 76
I'll give you a bonus prediction that Fallout 76 will not be on that stage for Bethesda.
Yeah, they're going to probably steer clear of that thing. Unless some big patch or something that they're coming out with fixes everything that's wrong with that game.
I don't think anything can save it.
think Elder Scrolls 6, in terms of, I don't want to say gameplay or a trailer, but maybe a clearer window on when we can expect it, and not be in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Where do you think it'll take place?
In terms of the timeline in like between like Oblivion and Skyrim.
Don't they always change like continents though? So like wasn't
okay.
one for the Nords, one was the Imperials, and then what was Morrowind? Who was that? Was that Dark Elves? Or...
Yeah, it was the Dark Elf continent.
So, yeah, don't they move from like race to race as continents?
I would like the is it the Argonians? Are they the lizard folk? Have
Yeah.
we not seen anything with those guys? I would like to do.
I think
their
you go to
world.
like the Black Marsh in Oblivion, but you don't really go there.
Yeah,
you go there's a
focused on
Dark
it,
Brotherhood
yeah.
to kill the other one, I think.
Like
or
no,
whatever.
not a DLC thing, like an actual story that's focused, or at least focused more on their lore and their background. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Somewhere that's not snowy, because I got a little over the snow.
That snow was everywhere, making tracks, baby.
Yeah, it kind of just didn't click with me, but...
So what are you moving into, Andrew?
My next one. So, I predict that this is going to be the first time we'll see Final Fantasy VII. Obviously, it's going to be at Square Enix's, but I think there's going to be a tease and some gameplay on the Xbox stage, which there hasn't been anything Xbox. They haven't talked to Xbox. They haven't done anything Xbox. It's all always like PlayStation Today to play,
Right.
whatever. Since they're not doing anything, I think they're going to tease it on the Xbox stage, and it's going to end with, watch Square Enix tomorrow at 6 p.m., whatever the time slot is.
I like that. I would love that.
But I think
would
it's
love
also
to see
going
Final Fantasy on Xbox.
to lead into an Avengers reveal for that Avengers game,
Ooh,
which will
be excellent.
debut on the Xbox stage. I
Nice.
think.
Okay, so a nice double whammy there.
Yeah, I think that they'll get those two from Square, and
I like that. I would actually love that if that happened, because, I mean, what's more to love than Final Fantasy and Avengers?
Well, with all the other Final Fantasies coming to Xbox, it'd be weird that, all right, well, Final Fantasy VII, arguably the game that's going to sell millions alone, just on name alone, whether the game was good, bad, dog shit, is going to sell millions on a name alone.
Yeah.
Let's not put it on the other console that's got, it's not as many as PlayStation, but it's still, 30 million, 40, 50, 60
that many more $1 million in sales. So.
Exactly.
All right, I like it. I'm going to moving into my second to last one, and we've kind of talked about this in an episode a couple back, but I think this will be the E3 where Nintendo is going to show that either the Game Pass is coming to the Switch, or they're gonna enable achievements on the Switch, because that's the only thing that I find myself, because I'm a metagamer. I mean, me, Andrew, my brother, CN, we all like to compete and see our achievement points and see who's ranking. Zach Escalara, we like to see who's top. And the reason I don't find myself going to the Switch is, outside of beating a new Zelda or a Mario, I have nothing to show for it. I mean, even my PlayStation, you get trophies. So I think Nintendo will finally go, you know what? If we're going to adopt Xbox Live and Microsoft inner workings, there's no reason why they can't have a trophy or a gamer score system. I think that's either going to happen, or the Game Pass in its entirety is going to come to the Switch. And maybe not in its total catalog, because I don't see Halo or anything like that coming to the Switch, but maybe like a percentage of its category that looks doable on the Switch will be announced.
I could see Halo coming to the Switch, maybe like the Master Chief Collection or something like that.
Campaign, but you think online? I don't see the online.
No, not
being there.
online.
Yeah.
The campaign.
So the campaign would be there, but yeah, I don't see any of the online functions working as well as like an Xbox would be. But I think that's what Nintendo. That's the big thing I think Nintendo's going to do this year.
I think that'd be a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
So my final one is We'll say it's definitely safe, but then I put some more parameters on it a little bit. That we'll see the new Gears this year, of course, plus the new Halo in depth in it. But the new Halo will not launch until the new console comes out. It will be a launch title with that console. I'm sure it's going to be backwards compatible, but it is not going to launch before the next console comes out.
So there won't be an Xbox One version and a Scarlet version. It's going to launch on that. Playable on the Xbox One?
Yeah, it'll be playable on both, but let's say the console doesn't come out till November, the game will not come out until that same time. I don't think that they are going to launch it, and then, all right, well, now the console's out, buy the game, or put the... whatever. I think we'll launch at the same time.
I think that'd be a very healthy move to launch the system. I mean, who doesn't love Halo? I mean, even haters on Halo like Halo. So yeah, I think that'd be a strong move for them to do. It would make sense. Why not? Why not launch Xbox with a powerful, strong title game that most people know, most people like?
Right? Because I felt like there was. I can't really remember now when Xbox One launched, but I don't think there was anything like crazy good except for Battlefield 4. But
Did Rise?
It was
Son
a
of Rome.
mess at the time.
Wasn't Rise a launch game for the Xbox One?
Yeah, but I mean,
A game you could beat in like 4 hours. Like, oh, cool.
I mean, yeah, I liked it, but yeah,
I liked it too.
It wasn't like anything like crazy. Like Halo should have launched with.
Yeah, you get a game like Halo on the new system, you play online. You got a game that already has replay value. A game that you're not trading in day one after you beat it. You got a game that's going to be online and projectively going to be lasting. The lifetime of the system.
Yeah, just something you're going to keep playing, put dozens of hours in.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds fun. My last one is going to be a little biased because obviously I'm a BioShock fan, but I think BioShock is going to make an appearance in this next E3.
A brand new one?
A brand new one because I'm looking at it. The last BioShock came out in 2013, like 6 years ago. And
the last game or the remaster?
BioShock Infinite, not the remastered collection. BioShock Infinite came out in 2013, and I was looking up. It's got great reviews. It's a 96, 93 on Metacritic.
People love them.
All three of them are well received, and number 2 is usually the weakest, and to me, that's still a great game. So out of this trilogy, your weakest game is still, in my opinion, great. What's holding it back? And my only thing could be they're working on it, and it's coming. And I don't know. Everyone that I talk to that plays BioShock says that it's one of the best games they've ever played. So why not make one more? And I think this will be the E3 where
everybody. Because I'm not a fan of.
You never played it.
I beat one.
You didn't beat shit.
I'll show you the achievements. We'll pull it up after
God, fuck off! And you didn't like it. What's not to like? You didn't like powers. You didn't like
I don't
guns?
remember it.
He doesn't remember it.
I don't remember it being interesting enough to go back to.
Oh no, man! It's one of the best games. I'll put it as top 5 best games of all time. And I think Infinite is awesome too.
The greatest games of all time.
Of all time. So I think this will be the year that E3 will show a new BioShock, whether it's a release date, a teaser, a trailer, something. So that's my 5th and final prediction.
I thought that was pretty good. I thought there were some that were kind of out there pretty.
Is that? Oh, we done with yours?
Yeah. No, well, I did my 5.
Okay. Then we're done with that. Then let's do an honorable mention because my one thing that I wanted to say, but I can't put any context around it is I think Xbox is gonna they're saying that it's gonna be the best E3 that they've ever had. So I think we're gonna see gangbuster amounts of first party because they bought all those first party systems.
I think
we're gonna see a lot of exclusive
teasers.
titles that are gonna come out for Xbox. And again, that's not really predictable. Most people are gonna assume that. I think we're gonna see a lot of games that are just for Xbox and they're gonna move that system. That next one.
If I did an honorable mention, then my next one would be that we're going to see another Alien game this year, a sequel to Alien Isolation, because the last one was amazing. I thought it was great. I think a lot of people's biggest complaints was it went on a little too long, which it did for, a horror game, but, it was what it was. It was a great story. I loved it. The atmosphere was a beautiful game. You could still go pick it up and play it now, and it's better looking than half the games that are out there, and this game came out, however long ago. Plus, Alien just did, I think it was the 25th or 20th anniversary or something like that, and so they did all kinds of little short movies and whatever.
Oh yeah, you told me to watch those. Those are all on YouTube. Can people find those on YouTube?
Yeah, you can find them on YouTube. They're all really cool. They're all 10 minutes from different filmers and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then they put out some stupid Alien mobile game or something like that not too long ago, which was trash that no one wants to talk about. But either way, it's just signs showing hey, obviously the IP is there, let's do something with it.
Yeah, Alien still means something to most people, so.
All right.
I like that. Well, that's our E3 prediction, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen at E3, right? Because it's a guessing game at this point. Obviously, people have stronger opinions than others, but I think E3 is going to be really good. It sucks that Sony's not going to be there, but, they'll be there in other ways. We're going to see titles, from other
they always
games.
have PSX and stuff like that
exactly.
at the end of the year, too.
We're doing our top 5. There's going to be 100 things to talk about, so I'm actually looking forward to the episode after E3 where we can just go over the, all the content and all the goodness that they give us. So.
Right. That'll be good.
But let's move into the contest, guys. The contest is over for everybody that's been watching it, guys. We thank you so much for it. I know we're small now. Hopefully it gets bigger, and it's because of you guys in this contest, leaving your comments, leaving likes, that we're able to do fun stuff like this. So the contest, guys, what we did from episode 3 to episode 8, which was our last episode, we took one comment out of each of those videos in a random generator.
Yeah,
so we
just use a random generator.
Yeah, Andrew found a generator. We had nothing to do with picking it. So what I'm going to do is I'll name who's in it, We have all the names in a piece of paper. Andrew has a hat. We're going to pull it. We'll show you who won it. So, the possible winners are Robert K. Koyns, K-O-Y-N-S. Konis. I should probably know how to pronounce that. He's got an entry. Sean Love actually got 2 entries. Denny Sixberry got an entry. Arturo Gardea got an entry. And Melissa Meza got an entry. So we've got all those guys on a piece of paper. Andrew, will you please do us the drawing?
I'll shake it up. Do you want to draw it?
You want me to?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, here we go.
Close your eyes. Cover them.
Point me in the right direction. Let me scramble around a little bit, make sure. All right, I got one. Wait, is that just one? Yeah. Okay.
Looks like it.
So the winner of Borderlands 3 is Robbie K.
Oh, dang.
Robbie K, baby. That's you. I don't know if you guys can even see it. I'll zoom in. No, too bright. But right. We'll post a picture of it. So you won Borderlands 3. Congratulations,
We'll send you a message, get your info, and we'll get something out to you.
Yep. As soon as that game comes out. And I'm sorry I butchered your name. I don't think I know how to pronounce it. So
yeah. Either way, we'll be doing more contests too, so, I mean, feel free. We'll probably announce something after E3 then, once there's more games worth actually doing something for.
Yeah, the contest was cool. We like doing it. I like that it runs in, a month or two. And, yeah, as soon as E3 comes out, we'll see what the next big game is, and we'll
or if you guys have any recommendations, feel free to throw them in the comments.
So that is... Actually, no, we're going to jump into a question.
Yeah, because you had your question the other day.
So, yeah, last week I asked Andrew a question. This week, Andrew's asking me a question, and it's something we're going to try to put in every episode.
So let's hear it. For you guys, too, because I'm a little bit different, because I've only played 2 of them. Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have the games or the other mediums? You can only have one, and by other mediums, I mean the movies, Detective Pikachu, the cartoon,
the cards,
anything, the cards. So you only get the games, or you only get the other mediums. I personally have only played the 2 games to where I as much as I love them, I would, if I only could choose, I would choose the other medium. The movies, the cartoons, Detective Pikachu, things of that nature. Obviously, one wouldn't exist without the other, but we're not arguing that.
We're going to take it for what it is at face value. It's weird because I love the card game. I played it physically. I played it online. I love the cartoons. But there is just something about those games, man, that just...
They are good.
I had to pick the games. The games were just so good. Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue literally defined my childhood. Walking to school, linked up on a cable with either Gino or my buddy Lee, rest in peace. We used to walk and just linked up in it. And I got to say the games, because what it did is it put a new spin on RPGs, my favorite genre.
That's what they call it. It's like baby's first RPG.
Yeah, and it's just awesome. It would suck to lose the cartoons and the cards, but I mean, right now I don't watch the cartoons anymore. I don't play the card game anymore. I'm looking forward to Sword and Shield. Like, I'm still looking forward to the game. So
yeah, but you just went and saw Detective Pikachu the other day. You're still gonna go see the movies or whatever.
I take the games, man. I take the game because then
the games.
You got Pokemon Snap that was awesome on the N64. There was another Game Boy game that I don't think a lot of people play.
It only has one entry.
Oh wait, no man. Hail Mary. E3's coming out, and they're doing Pokemon Snap 2 on the Switch, and it's gonna be big. Indoor plumbing. It's gonna be big. I would take the games. What do you think? You chose the other medium? Yeah, you're doing the cartoon?
Yeah, because I do. As much as I play the games, I went home to watch the cartoon, followed by Yu-Gi-Oh!
I ran home to watch the cartoons, man.
Dude, I smash them. I still go back and smash them when they're on Netflix.
But those games are just... I mean, fuck. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I like when I know, hey, what team were you? I was Pokemon Blue. Or even Fire Red, or just, I don't know. I like the...
Yeah, but they make you cry like the first movie?
That first movie.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll pick the games. Andrew's picking all of the medium. What do you guys pick? What's the answer to that riddle? Games, cartoons, cards, shirt. Because I didn't even choose merchandise, right? Because that's still toys and all that other stuff.
Well, that's what I said. One medium versus another.
I still got to pick the games, I think, so.
On to Riff?
On to Riff.
I think we kind of had the same Riff.
This is something that kind of popped up, and I don't want to make it too big of a story because we're still kind of figuring out what's going on. But the Call of Duty series is in turmoil. Andrew, do you want to kind of dive more into it?
Yeah, the new one, generally they always go from like their in-house, Sledgehammer, Raven.
Yeah, they have a 3-year dev cycle.
Yeah, their dev cycles that they have, and I guess the new one, they just had to have someone else jump in, take it over because it's not good. So now it's out of sync with who should be developing it.
Right. So Sledgehammer should have been doing it.
Right.
They fell out. They're asking. Are they asking Treyarch or Infinity Ward?
That was Infinity Ward.
Okay, so they're asking one to bump up, and it's just chaos right now because now everyone's going, well, what does this mean? Does that mean we're not getting 3 companies making our Call of Duties anymore now that Sledgehammer? Because Sledgehammer is still on the project. They're just not fully developing it. They're going to be a supporting team.
Right, and now the leak is that it's Modern Warfare, and that it's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
They're calling it a soft reboot,
and that it's a soft reboot, whatever that means. So I don't know if that means they're rebooting the story or because Call of Duty 4 was Modern Warfare,
right? And
then so I don't know if they want to bring back some of those characters, which I'd feel weird if they did, because I mean I liked the arc of the original, Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, the story,
good shit. I like
soap and all that stuff. So I don't know. I would be okay with the continuation of the story from where it is, but I wouldn't want to not replay that story, but play those characters in a different capacity just because they killed them off and now they want to bring them back. I don't know. It seems weird, but I mean the main reason we're not talking about it is because they said that their the reveal is going to be on May 30th, so that's here in like 4 days.
Yeah, it's around the corner, and I feel like there's going to be more to talk about when we know more. As of right now, it's people freaking out going, no Call of Duties, what's going to happen? And we've been kind of seeing the writing on the wall where Call of Duty once upon a time was the number 1 selling game franchise like 2010, 2011. But we live in this world where free-to-play games like Fortnite and PUBG are just dominating that market, and Call of Duty's kind of made that attempt with going. What was the last one they do? Is it Blackout?
Black Ops 4. But
Black Ops 4, where they dropped the campaign and they kind of went to this whole battle royale style. And
I mean, I still play it. I mean, that game still sells gangbusters, but it's nowhere near the hype that it used to be, where you used to see huge Call of Duty events. People lined. I remember I went and stood in line for
Ghost?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yeah. No, for
I have a Ghost patch from standing in line.
For Modern Warfare 2, I went out there and stood in line and with my brother, and like Ando was actually out in line, and it was like raining outside too, and the line, it was a huge line. You guys won't know how far it is, but the line was literally from the GameStop past the Panda Express.
Okay, I got you.
And in our town that's not that big.
Right, in a small town, that's a big line.
Yeah, that was a huge line.
Nice.
And we were close towards the front, so I still had to wait like 40 minutes before even getting in to get my copy.
What do you think is... Okay, let's assume that Sledgehammer is completely out of the picture and Call of Duty isn't stopping, right? Because some of the rumors are Call of Duty is going to be done after the next 1 or 2. Let's assume it doesn't. Do you think they'll just stay in a 2-year dev cycle between Infinity Ward and Activision? Do you think a new team will jump on?
I think what they should do is just make a Call of Duty game and then just keep adding on to it. Maps and whatever, and not... I think they have it in, like, I think it's like Call of Duty Online or something like that you can play on, like, PC or something, where it's just, like, all the best maps from all the best places and different guns and whatever. Like, just how like, Rainbow Six Siege, just keep adding more and more and more and more to it. At this point, I think maybe it's Call of Duty fatigue, that we don't need a new one every year, because now they're recycling some, a lot of the stuff is just a sequel from 2 years ago, a sequel from 3 years ago, that it just doesn't really matter. I don't feel that the story's really been there. I thought the Kevin Spacey one was cool.
I love that one. That was awesome.
I mean, it wasn't anywhere near like Black Ops 1 or 2 or any of the Modern Warfares.
Well, the only thing I see an issue with that output is you pick one Call of Duty game and you keep adding on to it. Well, since there's 3 teams, which version do you pick? Are you picking the futuristic one? Are you picturing the World War II one? Are you keeping the contemporary one? The new one is rumored to be, the Cold War.
Maybe they could,
because at that point you're going to lose. I think what people like is you get these different iterations of Call of Duty, and if you do that, you lose that.
I think they split it the way they do like Halo Master Chief Collection. Like you could choose, don't want to play Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4.
Oh, there you go.
Whatever like that. So you choose the game style you're looking for between
one game that houses all of them.
It wouldn't even really have to be between 3, because I guess so. Like, do you want jetpacks running? Do you want specialists, or do you just want boots on the ground? And then just choose whatever your gameplay style is going to be.
Yeah, so you kind of go into it, you get to pick which option you want to go with, and then once you click it, there's all your games for it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
game modes, maps, whatever. I mean, it'll split who you're playing with, but I think more people would buy it.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing that
and then just put studios, that and just keep that game out for 3 years or something
at a time until you
and
re-up
then
it.
when you're ready to jump back in and be like, all right, here's our next big game.
Yeah, it's odd that out of all the studios, Activision is having this issue with a franchise that is so huge that
it's just fatigue.
Yeah, we're raising eyebrows, going, is Call of Duty even going to be a franchise in 5 years? You know, I don't know. It's odd because Call of Duty was kind of what moved me from Halo in high school to Call of Duty afterwards, and especially when you look at like Modern Warfare 4. That game was, or MW2, that game was awesome. And Call of Duty is just one of those things where it's like, I would hate to see it leave, but these annual titles can't be helping out the fans that want to play it. You know, you invest all this money into a game, and then it's like a football game. The next year, the next one's out. It's like, okay, well, what am I going to keep investing time into this one when the next one's coming out?
Well, that's what they want, though, is for you to buy whatever.
Well, yeah, they want them all the money in the world, but
eventually, at some point, when the games are just not that great anymore, you just feel spurned, you know?
Yeah, and it sucks. Well, anything else to riff on? I got nothing else.
No, highs and lows.
Highs and lows. You want to start? You want me to start?
I'll go high. I have been playing Final Fantasy 9, and I'm loving it. I'm having such a blast with it, especially with like the little boosters and stuff like that. I'm just cruising through it. It's great. I'm further than that's the one I beat 7, 8, 10, 12, but I haven't ever beaten 9.
Nice.
So it's really cool just to kind of go through.
Take it off the list.
Yeah.
Nice. Same with me. I'm still playing Final Fantasy 7. My high, even though it sucked to do, was I got the achievement for taking Barrett on it's like the bromance or something, when you take him on the date in the golden saucer. Yeah. There's so many little things you have to do that. As a first-time player, you wouldn't know that, right? You wouldn't know that you have to go back and talk to this person, not talk to this person.
Right.
But it's still a diamond achievement. So there's like 3.96 players have it, and I popped it, and I was like...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it. And then, you want to move into a low?
Let you give me your...
The low is... Still in Final Fantasy 7, because it's the only game I've been playing over the last week, is Aerith, you get an achievement for getting everyone's final limit break, and hers was just pretty, without the cheats on, it's a grindy thing. You have to like kill 80 characters, or 80 enemies with her, and then you unlock her limit break, and then you have to use that X amount of times, and then you have to kill another 80, and her limit break doesn't do any damage, so you actually have to physically either hit them or use magic to kill them. So it's 160 enemies playing it, and I thought that was a little grindy. I was like literally, sitting there just doing that back and forth and getting battles, and I thought it's just time consuming. I wish it was a little easier, especially with a character that I don't like playing with. So not a crazy low, but just it was a grindy, and nobody likes to grind.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you. Final Fantasy 9 has some grindy stuff, or like one of them. I guess my low 2 would be from 9. Is especially after I had played 8, because I never really got into 9. Like, I thought the card game was going to be like 8s and be like badass, like Triple Triad was really cool. This one's called Tetramaster, and it's just not as good. Like, I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing, like how I'm supposed to, because there's no numbers on the monsters. It only shows you direction for what it can attack, but the numbers are random, and sometimes it's not even the same. So what I find myself doing is challenging somebody to a fight, and if I lose, I cheat, I just quit, save scum it. Or a lot of times
the water boy's a cheetah.
I find myself a lot of times like drawing with people, and so then at this point I'm memorizing, all right, well, what monster does more attack than this based off of the previous patterns, and then sometimes the pattern's not even the fucking same, and so I'm just guesstimating how much each thing is and fighting some people like 3 or 4 times.
Is this required to move on in the story, or is this all side
stuff?
It's
a side stuff. Okay. I wanted to try and do it because there's one for an achievement for winning 100 games.
Oh god!
But even just doing 10, I was like, all right, no. It was a struggle just to do 10. I was like, all right, well, this is fucking stupid. I'm done with this now.
How long do they normally take?
Not very long, because you're just putting cards on the fucking thing. So like, and just a couple
100 battles.
Just a couple minutes. But if you lose, they take your cards.
Oh, okay. Thus the quitting out and then restarting.
Yeah, exactly. And so like
so it's like playing marbles and stuff. They're taking their pods.
So I kind of got like a good start, because like I grinded out one area with the buffer, the boosters. And so I was fighting these dragons that you shouldn't be able to kill. Generally they'll kill one of your teammates, but you can always kill them because it takes 2 hits to kill them. And sometimes when they die, they'll give you a card, and I ended up getting 2 of them, and they're pretty stacked. So I've been using those kind of as like my beef house to get through it. But either way, it's just like I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Unless I have like a whole team of these dragons, but I don't think I can go back to where I'm from right now. So I'm just like, all right, well, whatever.
All right, I like it. Well, this was a very quick episode, Andrew. Anything else to talk about? Anything else that you want to bring up?
Did you mention you're gonna be gone next week?
Okay, yeah, so let's wrap this up, guys. This will be the last episode for the month
Before E3.
before E3, because next week I'm going out of town. I'll be gone for 4 or 5 days, so we're not going to record anything. We might put up a video that's not so much an episode 10, but kind of like a filler, so we may do that, post it maybe like on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Other than that, guys, we'll be back in June. May, June. And we'll start that next episode. Andrew and I will both be here. It'll be ready to go. But yeah, well, that's pretty much about it, guys. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, follow us at Last Call Productions. If you want to follow us on Twitter, follow us at Last Call PRODZ, Last Call Prods. If you guys want to send us a question or a comment or tell Andrew how cool he is, send that at lastcallproductions@gmail.com. So that is it for this episode, guys. E3 predictions are out. Contest winners are done. And there's always more to come. So until next time, guys, my name's Craig Perales from Andrew Montemayor. Cheers. What my date would have been like with Tifa or fucking...
I call this bitch and tell her to come back over.
She said she was.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Like, does he have a car?
Yo, are you coming back over? Come over.
Tell her don't be a hater.
Greg said don't be a hater, come and see him. What? Greg said don't be a hater, come and see him.
Not a hater,
Dude, you're drinking that haterade.
earlier.
You're on speaker.
Oh my fucking god. Hey, now, speaker asshole.
No, talk to me.
No.
Lido Deep Dish. That's the funniest name I've ever heard.
Talk to me, baby.
Talk to me, baby.
Oh my god.
What are you doing? Did you get your nap in?
No.
Mrs. Drink 30 drinks before she comes to our show? You better not freeze me, girl. Don't give me the cold shoulder.
Andrew,
What?
aren't you leaving at 1 o'clock?
It's only 11:40.
Yeah, that's what I said. Come over, you could have a drink or two, and then we could all go to lunch together.
Help us kill this fucking pineapple and rum.
Come over. I'll be okay to drive because I have this water. You can drink a little bit. We can all go to lunch, have a nice lunch, and then come back here, maybe hang out for a
Hey,
little
we'll
bit.
have a nice lunch for once.
All right, cool. See you in 10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes?
All right. Yeah, 10 minutes.
At least 30 to get
Oh,
there.
yeah. Okay, so I thought it was a story to tell you now. That's
Send
funny.
snaps with constant updates.